G'day, this is Subarus Great Australian Detour and we are in the snow. And it snowed. It's amazing. So look, we're going to take the cars actually for a drive on the white stuff, which is going to be incredible. We're going to ski. So I have a sense of marshmallows as well, and maybe something completely different, like a totally different detour that you might not expect to do when you come to the Alpine region. Yeah, you're going to love this episode. We're taking the 2023 Subaru Outback all-wheel drive Touring XT, the turbocharged Outback, to Falls Creek and beyond. Skiing, obviously, touring, crevassing, climbing, and not all of it in the Outback. This is a great Australian detour that leans all the way into adventure, then out again, then back in again, because that is what holidays are for. I know what you're thinking, oh, he's in the Outback again, but I'm not in any old Outback. This is the Outback Touring XT, the turbocharged Outback, the one you've been waiting for. So I meet people all the time. They go, when's the turbocharged Outback coming? I go, where it is. And tell you what, it's fantastic. So it's turbocharged. It's got the same engine as the WRX. So the 2.4 litre horizontally opposed Subaru Boxer engine, but it's tuned for an SUV, and it goes and it tows 2,400 kilos, so it's pretty much got everything and comfortable. I spoke to Mum before. I told her we were heading for Falls Creek, and she goes, oh, we used to have family holidays up there near Port Punker and Bright. I said, what do we do, Mum? She said, oh, it was the best chopped sandwiches by the river on a fire. So as part of that detour, maybe we should detour and re-experience that. We're definitely going to do it on the Kiwa. And this is possibly the most perfect place to feel the love, Mount Beauty, and that is the Kiwa River. To the first Australians, it's Sweetwater River. It's amazing how good this feels. So we definitely holidayed in this area. Not sure if it was by the Kiwa River, but we did exactly this. And I think that's the point of the detour, is to have a plan to go somewhere, but give yourself time to stop and do stuff like this, you know, cook chops on the side of the river, look for fish, throw rocks, just enjoy the moment for what it is and make it a memory, make it special. So when your kids take their family for drives, they go, you know what I used to do? My kids would go, oh, he's burnt. No, it's not burnt, it's perfect. Oh my goodness. This is one of the great days. That's gonna go in white bread with tomato sauce. The bread's to then suck up the sauce and go all soggy, and I'll be back to being 12 years old again. These are the days. Oh, Kookaburra thinks it's funny. Look, I know, yes, look at that. Oh my goodness. So that's perfect. All right, it's all coming together. I can't believe it. See these clouds? Snow clouds. So let's guts this and get to Falls, and then deviate from Falls on another detour and ski and oi, oi, oi. Oh. The best. Oh. Well, let's go. You know, you often hear about the weather being highly changeable in the alpine areas, and you never believe it. Well, you can believe it. We just went through the most beautiful snowstorm, but oh, big snow, big dump. It's like a skier's fantasy that we're driving into. And now it's clearing, blue sky, and just with driving in the snow, this is actually my first time ever driving in the snow. So I'm looking forward to meeting Cody Crocker, one of the great rally drivers, who's going to give us some tips. And I am in X mode, by the way. Ah, the fantasy continues. St. Paul's Resort, bathed in sunlight. What a welcome. And there it is, Falls Creek. Quick tip, stay at the namesake hotel of your skiing destination. It'll be sure to be in the heart of everything. St. Paul's Resort is exactly that. Walk in the front door, ski out the back door, literally. And then there's the cream in between. There is a definite funkiness to this place, boutique chic even. You've got luxury apartments from 1 to 3 bedrooms. They're with or without spas. You can eat in if you like, or eat out at the 1550 restaurant or the cafe and bar. 1550 refers to the altitude, and the view from up here is predictably fantastic, as are the meals. And it's a ringside seat to the comings and goings of the mountain. It's all about prepping you for what's coming, or pampering you for what has been. Are you all ready for this? Well, neither am I. There's one more detour before we get to the ritual humiliation of the middle-aged man skiing. I'm not much of a skier. More coming. Subaru's Great Australian Detour is about more than just the destination. It's about enjoying the drive, which means taking detours. Sometimes it's even fun to detour after you've reached the destination. If you're heading to the Alpine areas, there's a pretty good chance you're long hauling to get there. So I'm feeling very well looked after. 18-inch wheels, I've got Napa leather accented seat trim, Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, and they're both wireless. So I can talk to Siri if I want to, if I get a bit lonely, need some info. Hey Siri, what's the temperature outside?
It's 7 degrees outside.
Yes, it is, Siri, but not in here, because I've got heated seats if I want them. I've also got a steering wheel heater as well, and that's just that little button. And then my hands are warm. I quite like the heated seats in summer as well, like honestly, on the way to golf, because it warms you back up, which means you don't have to stretch as much. But for now, it's preparing me for a new challenge in rocks and ice, on ropes. Oh! It is the stuff for memories. Epic, adventurer kind of stuff. The drive to Mount Buffalo from Falls is less than 100 k's, but it will feel longer given the classic mountain driving you'll get to do. This is really Victoria at its best. Mount Beauty, Germantown, bright, and then winding up to one of the oldest national parks in the state. It was such a beautiful drive up here, and then it started to snow. So it's gorgeous. Walking around though in the gear, like I wish I had all-wheel drive in my feet. I know that sounds like an ad, but I feel like I'm two-wheel driving. A little bit slippery. Now we're going to meet Les. I think you'll like him. Les is part of Adventure Guides Australia. He's epic. You'll see. Les, I feel like you've poked and prodded and got me into a harness and a helmet. And I'm curious.
You look amazing.
Thanks very much. What are we doing?
We are going what we call crevassing.
Crevassing? I thought a crevasse was something you wore around your neck.
that's a cravat.
Cravat.
That's a cravat.
Yeah, all right, so we're not going crevatting, we're going crevassing.
We're going
okay,
crevassing. We're going down into what we call Burston's crevasse. We're going to put you on some ropes.
Okay.
We're going to have you climbing up a steel ladder.
Great.
And we're going to get you in some of those squeezy little holes.
Yeah.
And we're going to have a lot of fun.
Crevassing.
Crevassing.
Not to be confused with cravatting.
Not to be confused with crevatting. Fantastic. So we're ready to rock.
All right, good stuff. Great.
Let's go.
Great. Black cockatoos, love them. If this looks familiar, it is. We were here in the summertime in the white WRX, remember? And it's almost exactly the same, except it's freezing and it's white. Step 1, get to Burston's crevice. But don't walk, abseil. Okay, I'm in a tree.
Here it is.
That's the view, isn't it?
That is the view.
Yeah, but what is the view, Les? For people who have never been here.
300-metre drop straight down there to one of the most amazing places you've ever been, the Buffalo Gorge.
Wow. Maybe we'll come when it's not a whiteout.
Perfect conditions today.
Les, I feel like we've had an adventure already, but we haven't really started, have we?
We haven't. We're just getting to the warm-up, Andrew. Just the warm-up.
So we're about to cravat.
We're about to
crevasse.
Get down to the crevasse. We're just going to use a little hand line to lower us down this first little section before we get into the real stuff.
Les has that amazing gift of inspiration. Someone you want to follow, someone you trust, and he's 70 years young, that is. Okay. Now, okay, you put... Oh, I feel like Batman.
Well, this is a bit tricky. Yeah, well, old-fashioned fun. And that was a bit scary. It's a bit scary at the top. Wow.
How are you feeling, Andrew?
Good.
Fantastic. We're going to make our way down this first little cave down here. Shouldn't cause us any hassles.
So, I cave, bro, the hole. I don't think I don't, will I fit in that hole?
I'm sure you're going to fit. You have donuts for breakfast?
I did eat a muffin, actually.
Well,
Thanks for pointing
I'm
that
sure
out.
We're not going to have any problem with plenty of room. Like, now, very important, Andrew. Grab hold of the rock.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Goodbye.
He's 70.
Okay, I can do that. I like the way he said goodbye. Harry Potter! And no one ever heard from Les again. Oh my God.
Feet straight in. On your bum. Both legs, mate, both legs.
Grab the rock and
Lean back, in you come.
goodbye! Goodbye!
Good work.
It's a bit squeezy.
It does make me wonder how this all started. Oh, I know. There's a hole. Let's go down it.
So why would you do it? Especially when it's cold, like slide through a tiny hole or go through caves in your fancy new jacket. You do it because it's an adventure, like a genuine adventure. It's like being a kid again, like when you were 10 or 12 and going on a picnic and running around and going through creeks or at the edges of rivers and climbing trees. It's genuinely like being a kid. This is what we want our kids to do now. Like get off the screens, you know, just go and do fun stuff. And this is fun stuff. And it's also challenging. You know, Les, he's 70, I'm 56, and we're having a great time. So that's the reason to do it. Just have a good time. Remember what the old stuff was like, because it's still good.
Just beautiful, isn't it? Literally the perfect Falls Creek day. And Subaru's Great Australian Detour is about what's possible. With this bloke, the great Cody Crocker, possible becomes probable. Always good to see you, Cody. Last time we were together, we were in a BRZ doing circle work on
Hanging around, it was good fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, and this is going to be terrific. Now, I've driven literally around the country in all different experiences, but never got to the right point to need the deep snow and mud in X mode.
And we're here in the snow, and that's the whole point of the Subaru all-wheel drive Alpine experience.
Yeah,
We're
to
gonna have
actually,
some fun.
to utilise X mode the way it should be when you desperately need it, right?
Yeah, and it uses a symmetrical all-wheel drive system that Subaru is unique for, and it delivers power to whichever wheel gives us the most traction, and that's what we need in deep snow.
Okay, now have you done this before?
Not in this car, but in the rally car when it accidentally snowed on us, but not in a cross trek and not with X mode.
So you've never driven in the proper deep snow?
No, and there's going to be brand new groomed fresh tracks for us, which is going to be fantastic.
Fully sick, bro. Okay, well, listen, I'll go that side
Let's
because
do it.
unless you want me to
I'll
drive.
Let me drive first, eh?
All right, so this is the very first Subaru all-drive Alpine experience.
This is it. You are the lucky first person. Let's do it. Off we go on the
Subaru all-drive
Alpine
experience. How good. Not a cloud in the sky, fresh snow. It's going all right.
Isn't this beautiful? So this is quite deep snow.
Yeah.
We're going up a bit of an incline.
Yeah, and it's a matter of just gently Bentley, right?
Keeping going. See a little bit of wheel spin,
Hey,
just enough to keep us going.
how good.
I'm sort of feathering to try and see if we can get some grip here.
Yeah,
And look at that, X mode's getting us up the hill.
and it is a nice little incline, isn't it?
Yep.
Hey, what a
And
beautiful
I'm
spot.
using about 10% throttle,
Yeah.
and that's quite deep snow we've got here. It's just amazing. You can see our system that's using here, which is telling
Yeah.
us what wheels are getting wheel spin, and we're just trundling along here enough that we can get some traction,
And it's a matter of just keep driving, continue going forward.
keep some momentum going. Look at this lake, isn't this beautiful? Can't believe we can get out here and go for a drive in the snow.
I
Look
know.
at this fresh tracks, this is just fantastic.
And honestly, the amount of snow that we've had has been incredible. I mean, you can see it all around, so you can see that it's fresh.
All right, so this is quite deep snow here. See if we can just keep trundling along gently. You can hear the stability control and traction control systems trying to give us the maximum grip we can. Snow mode, let's go to deep snow and mud now. Just allows a little bit more wheel spin
Yeah.
to get us over the hill again.
And it wants to go.
Yeah, definitely. I'm doing very light throttle inputs.
And you haven't done much of this snow driving, have you?
No, not here.
So the way this all works is like all the things that I always talk about but never get to really experience with quite this much detail.
Yeah, and
Power getting to the right wheel and...
absolutely, and that's a big thing about Subaru's X mode, and the symmetrical all-wheel drive system gives the ability to get the maximum traction to the wheel that's got the most grip, and that's really important.
Yeah.
All right, and nicely, gently coming to a stop, I'm using as minimal brake pressure as I can to actually slow the car
Okay, so it
down.
doesn't go...
Yeah, we don't want to dig a hole, and any car can get buried if the snow's deep enough. And today, the snow's deep enough. Steering input in.
Love that, don't you? Do you love that?
Needs some steering input. Always helps.
Yeah. Right on.
Oh, and we go off the edge. Awesome. It's amazing how slippery things are. Obviously, it's snow. But even light braking there, we're using the ABS. The car's using the ABS to try and help stop the car.
Okay.
Amazing.
I think we should... What? You think I should have a go?
Is that what you said?
Is that what I heard?
I don't remember saying that.
You'd reckon the 3 times Oz Rally champ would love to share the driving.
You and you together, my goodness, what a
Andrew,
day.
What a day. And that was the Subaru all-wheel drive Alpine experience.
So that's a thing, right? This is going to be the thing.
It's a Subaru
And
thing.
we're the first ones to do
You
it.
were the lucky first person to do it.
I mean, look, as you can see, we had to work pretty hard.
We
Did it
made
go-
tracks, deep snow, lots of snow in the last few days. Made a few tracks, but look, here we are. What a day.
Did it go exactly as you thought it was going to go?
Pretty close. I've almost felt like a bit of a rally driver out there. The snow's quite slippery.
Bit of a
and
rally
things
driver.
move around a bit, getting grip and traction, so good fun.
And the key seemed to be to take it easy. So when we were driving up to Falls Creek, it did snow a lot, right?
Yes.
And there was a big sign saying, chains for everyone except four-wheel drive and all-wheel drive.
Exempt, yeah.
Are the rules the same? Is there what can we know
Yeah, so
about
driving in
getting
snow-
caught in those conditions?
And that was pretty dicey conditions, very slippery. That's the time you need to be gentle on the accelerator, gentle on the brake. As soon as you overdo those things, potentially you'll slide off the road. Embarrassingly,
Yeah.
have to be towed out of a snowbank. You don't want that.
No, but like that was the thing. If you braked hard, it literally would just.
Yeah, we
like
had
that.
a few moments there you could feel,
Yeah.
and ABS and everything like that is still working to try and help us, even in the snow.
Okay,
And the cross track did a fantastic job.
it did. Can we make this our thing
Yeah.
and then
All right,
maybe
let's
share it
do
with
that.
everyone else?
Right. What are you getting at? You maybe
that we've got
you
a
wanting to have a
thing.
drive, are you?
No,
Is
yeah,
that what you-
I can't believe you asked. No, I saw where you put the keys,
There
you
we go.
idiot. So,
All right.
Dano's turn.
Let's do it.
Why are you so close to the steering wheel? It's like, seriously. My gut is hitting the steering
Why am
wheel.
I sitting in the back seat here?
This is Subaru's Great Australian Detour. We're in the Victorian Alps, based at Falls Creek, in perfect weather, and have managed to detour far and wide as we search for the ultimate alpine experience. There's literally so much to choose from. Crevassing in Mount Buffalo, snow driving with rally legend Cody Crocker, or even slowing everything right down with a Kiewa River barbecue. And there's so much left to do, not the least of which is to actually ski.
Like a perfect plan, it's all coming together. And just a quick refresher from Cody, when driving in the snow, come in nice and smooth, especially to your stop. Just gently in your Subaru priority parking place. You've got to have a Subi, of course, and you just book that online. Now, it might be hard to get out of the car because there's this great new kids cast called the Great Australian Detour Kids Cast, which I can listen to later. Let's go.
Here we go. Here we go. Just the record, I've not done this for ages. Yeah. Yes, darling. Yes. Perfect day. And there's a great history to Falls Creek. I think it's the oldest ski resort in Australia. All started in 1938 with a hydroelectric scheme. That's when they first came up here. Then the lodges came. 58 was the first ever tow, the first one in the Southern Hemisphere, rudimentary.
and apparently not very good, but good enough to make them work. And then in 61, the first 2 tow bars. So it is the second biggest ski resort in Victoria, but it is known as the most exclusive ski resort. So where would you rather be?
And for the record, Falls Creek is actually the biggest. I was trying to give the other guys a go.
There's 2 great and terrible moments in a skier's life. A skier who says they're intermediate, but they're really a novice. And one is getting on the chairlift, which was successful, and the second is getting off. It's like that tension level rises, you know? Do you feel it? Oh no, that was actually the things. I had heard the person having the most fun is the best skier. So I keep that in the forefront of my mind. Like the best skier. I won. No. So this is the magic carpet ride. It's the mousetrap lift. It's the beginners. And the only thing that's wrong with this, apart from it's usually used by children, little tiny children, is that you don't get to sit next to someone and chat to them. You know, find out things about people. That's what I love about the snow, is talking to your chairlift friends. Snowplow, 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 speed demon, speed demon. All right, come on, let's go. So you look at it, you see something, you go, when I was younger, I could do this. And you go, good idea, good or bad idea, bad, 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 bad. Whoa, 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 whoa. Woo! Oh, mate. He did it. As he speeds past the slow sign, as fast as he possibly can. Oh, it's going so well until I wasn't. Jeepers, it's so good to ski again. You could definitely do it. The reason I love going on the lifts, right? Just talk to people. So that's Michelle. She drives, because we got talking about cars, says, put your chains on. She goes, didn't have to. 2013 diesel 4E. It's like, cool. We talked about cars. I wanted to ask her, because she had like a nose ring and a lip ring thing, if they freeze in the snow, but I didn't have the guts to ask about that. Cars was enough.
If there's one great thing about visiting Falls, summer or winter, it's that there's not one great thing to do, but many. As Victoria's largest ski resort, the skiing can be monumental. The best skier, obviously, is the one having the most fun. And staying at St Falls Resort managed to be the sprinkle that turned it from good to great. Then there's the getting there. The genuine driving experience of Buffalo and Falls. And the possibility of the Subaru all-wheel drive Alpine experience. Then there's the little detours you might take along the way.
That's all we've got this time around for Subaru's Great Australian Detour, coming to you from Subaru all-wheel drive country, otherwise known as Falls Creek. And really, it was just a chance to show you there's more to this area than skiing when you're in winter. So the crevassing was just brilliant. The time with Cody, loved it. So now leave me here while I think about our next Great Australian Detour and where I left the keys to Mafori. I think that in the lodge, but I've said that about 4 times now. See ya, I'm in the polder. No, I'm stuck in the polder.